Hello. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about constant pointers. We know that if we declare a variable with the const keyword, the content of the variable remains constant throughout the program. That means any attempt of changing the content of such variable will flag compilation error. That means we have declared this pi variable as constant variable with the const keyword. So the value of the constant variable remains same. That means if I go ahead and write something like this, that means I am attempting to increase the value of pi by 1, that's going to generate compilation error. So we cannot do that. So declaring a variable as constant will guarantee that the variable is going to retain the same value throughout the program. Now when we declare an array, the name of the array is always a constant pointer to the first element of the array. That means if this array is x, that is containing 1, 2 and 3 in the first, second and third element, then the name of the array x, we know that it contains the base address, the address of the first element, and it's constant pointer. That means we cannot change the content of the name of the array. That means any attempt of doing something like this will generate compilation error. But we can take another pointer, say pointer p, and we can assign the base address to this pointer p. Then the situation is something like this. Let me draw the block diagram for this situation. Here you can see that x is the name of the array which contains the base address. It's known to us now. I have discussed thoroughly regarding this in the earlier tutorials. Now we have declared another pointer p here. That's also an integer pointer, and we have assigned the content of x to p just with the assignment operator at this line, p equals to x. Then what happens, the pointer p is also pointing to the same location. Now star p is 1, star x is also 1, but this x is constant pointer. That means we cannot change the content of this x. That's final. But we can indeed change the content of p. That means we can use something like this, p++, that will increment the content of p by 4 bytes because we are adding 1 with the integer pointer that will take us to the next integer. So that's possible. We can change the content of p. That's possible, but we cannot change the name of the array. Again, we can declare p as constant pointer, and in that case it will restrict us to change the content of the p variable p. Let me show you that. How we can do that. We can declare p as constant pointer. If we do so, then obviously we cannot change the content of the pointer p. Now in order to declare p as constant pointer, we just can use this constant keyword here, and in that case the variable p is going to be constant. That means if I just go on and add 1 with p, in this case it's going to be error. I am showing you this. I'm just attempting a compilation. You can see that p equals to x, there is one error, and p++, that is another error. It's saying that read-only variable is not assignable. Okay, now there are two errors. One comes from this line, as you can see that, another comes from this line. Now I have declared p as constant, so any attempt of changing the content of the p pointer p is going to be error. Now after declaring p as constant, what we are doing, we are assigning the content of the name of array x to the variable p, to the constant pointer p. So here the first error occurs. Now if we want to initialize the constant variable, then what we need to do, we need to do it during the declaration. We cannot do that later on. So if we need to assign some value to the constant variable, then that should be done during the initialization of the declaration. It cannot be done later on. So that's why the first error came. Now p equals to x, that means p is having this 5000 and pointing to the first location. Okay, now this is not going to be error because I have done that in the first line when I am doing the declaration. Now here it's going to be error again, because after that we are just changing the content of p, so it's going to be error. Now this is only going to be one error instead of two errors. You can see that it is at line number 12 and column number 6. It's again the same error, and showing that p++ is the cause of the error because p is constant. Now instead of declaring p in this way, we could have declared constant int star p in this way. Now the meaning is different. with the previous case. Now if you are going to declare constant keyword here, then it is actually the value that is dereferenced by the pointer is constant. When you are writing it here, it's the p itself that is constant. That means we cannot write p++. P++, this is illegal. But we still can access star p, and we can do something like this, star p++. This is very much legal. Now when we are declaring the constant keyword here, then we cannot change the content of p. P is constant, but star p is not. So star p means in this case it's 1. You can see that if we dereference p by 1, if we dereference p, then we get the value at the address, and that is 1 at address 5000. So star p++ will increase the value here to 2. So this is not constant, but instead of this, if I just declare the variable with the constant keyword here, then the meaning is that in this case this is legal. That means p is now not constant, so this is legal. That means we can change the content of p, but this is illegal. Now in this case, the value that is dereferenced by the pointer is constant. That means we cannot apply any change to the variable or the value that is pointed by the pointer. So using the pointer, we now cannot change 1 or x0. This cannot be changed using the pointer, using this pointer p. So p++, this is legal in this case. That means the pointer p can be changed. The content of p can be changed, but the value that is dereferenced by the pointer cannot be changed using the pointer p. But we still can access and change the content of that location using the name x or by any other means. Now this means that using p, the dereferenced value cannot be changed. That means if x is, let me just draw the picture once more. So this is x pointing to the first location, and p is pointing to the same location. And now since constant is declared here, so star p is constant. That means this is now illegal. We cannot apply this. Using p, we cannot change the content of the dereferenced value, but still we can write x0++. That means this content is changeable using some other means, but not using p. Using p, we cannot change this content. So there is one more thing that I would like to tell here, and that is we can write the constant keyword prior to int or after the int. That will have the same meaning. That means in this case, in both these cases, actually the dereferenced value is constant using p. But if we go on and write constant keyword here, in this case the p is constant, the star p is not constant. Okay, hope you understand this clearly. Thank you very much.